Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got one for you today. Una Healy, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Well, you are. I mean, you are delicious. I was looking at you just at the weekend, performing again live. You look tremendous. You've never looked better. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I was delighted to be back out on stage. You know, I was on tour in June, but I hadn't gigged for a few weeks, so I was really delighted to be back out there on stage doing what I love, you know.
Is that your happy place when you've got a microphone in your hand, a spotlight on you and an audience adoring what you're singing?
Oh, it's just so good to sing, and you know, they're original songs I've written myself, and you know, and the audience is there, and you know, after a few gigs, they get to know the songs, and it's just like it's an amazing feeling when you feel that you've created something that you pass on and that they really enjoy and know the words of too. So yeah, that connection with the audience is incredible, and I really enjoy being out on stage, and my alter ego comes out, and it's just like a form of escapism, I guess, as well, and as it is for the audience too, is they get to like just, you know, for any person that goes to a gig, get that opportunity to get away from it all. So I absolutely love it.
We, of course, first got to know you from the Saturdays, and the girls have done so well. It's remarkable, the sort of trajectory of all individuals since you've split. It's remarkable.
Yeah, the girls are we're all still very good friends, and some have, you know, stepped into TV and lots of different avenues. But yeah, it's great to see them all doing really, really well. Absolutely. Let's
talk about, I mean, your life. We're going to get on to talking about this Happy Readers campaign from McDonald's in a moment. But interestingly, you're from Tipperary. We all know that it's a long way to there. Where exactly is it then?
Yeah, so the old song, "It's a Long Way to Tipperary." Well, it's actually not that far, really. Now, here from here in the UK, it's only, you know, an hour on the plane. But it's right in the centre of Ireland, and it's County Tipperary. I'm from a town called Thurles.
Very nice.
And I grew up there, but I've been living here in the UK for almost 11 years now.
I mean, will you ever go back? It sounds very rural, and it seems a different world in a way. All my friends from Ireland say that there's something beautiful about it, but it's a world away from the metropolis of London.
Yeah, Dublin is I find in similar in many ways, and the culture is not a huge culture shock. But I do go home to Tipperary, you know, to see my childhood friends, and just to be back in my old bedroom where I grew up, and literally where my mother used to read me stories when I was a child as well. And I still have those happy memories, and now I'm a parent myself, and I get to relive it all again. And I know, and that's why with this campaign it's so important to have that special bonding time with your children, and for their imaginations, and to step away from the iPads and the tablets and the TV, and just have that quality time and nurture that with your children.
This new research by McDonald's, the Happy Readers campaign, says 36% of parents wish they could spend more time with their children. I don't want to be sort of demeaning or patronising, but could it be that they need to come off their iPhones or pay more attention and be less distracted from the 2018 technology that maybe our grandparents didn't have to worry about?
Yeah, it's a shame really that there is an awful lot more time invested in that, but that's just with modern technology. There isn't really, you know, when you obviously as a parent will put your children to bed, and it's only 10 minutes, you know, maybe 15, maybe 5, whatever. You know, you'll never get that time back again with your children. And they always say it, and it's so true, they grow up so fast, so there isn't really an excuse to not allow that time in the evenings with your children, and they will appreciate it, just as I did as a child, and I still remember so much when my mum used to read me stories, and I love that time myself, and I do, you know, my little girl will always say, do the silly voices, so I take on the characters, and that's why, and you know, unfortunately not, you know, a lot of disadvantaged children don't even have access to books. They say 1 in 8 disadvantaged kids don't even have a single book, which is an absolute disgrace. So this is an amazing initiative to encourage and support families in reading together.
Tell me about what it's like being a single mum and being a star, and also being a human being and doing all the things that you have to do to get through your day. The pressures must be immense.
The thing that gets me through every day is just to think of my children, and they're my priority in life in general. I do everything I do, and I always thought that from as soon as I became a parent, that was my number one job, and was to be the best parent that I can be, and continue that, and just think of them all the time. And they're my like little rays of shining light. So I'm just so proud to be a parent.
And what about dating again? Have you got time for that? Are you on the Tinder or the Grindr or anything like that?
No, it's far too soon for that, you know. No, take each day as it comes, you know, that's that's the best way to keep going. I'm thinking of my family and my kids, and that's why I'm so happy to be part of this campaign, because it's focused on that, and as a parent, that's my priority right now.
Talk to me about your beginnings. Eurovision Song Contest, we got to know you there. I mean, you've performed to huge audiences. When did that become normal, that you could stand in front of these huge amounts of people and it become okay?
Well, I actually started performing as a teenager amongst my peers. Actually, I used to sing original songs to my school friends, and at open days and that kind of thing. And then I performed with the local pop rock bands in pubs and clubs around my local town. And then I went on to sing in bars and restaurants and gig with other bands. And I just kept, writing my own music, mixing it up with a bit of covers and originals. And I just started from very small audiences to then being backing vocalist for Ireland in 2006 with Brian Kennedy in the Eurovision Song Contest. That was that's probably the to date the biggest audience I've ever performed. As a vocalist, but even though it was just backing vocalist, that was a huge stage to perform on. And then again, I don't mind once I'm out there performing, whether it's to a small crowd or a big crowd. I just love being on stage and enjoying it and interacting with the audience.
What is the art of being panicked inside but looking like you want to be there and you're absolutely comfortable? Because that's what stars do, don't they?
Yeah, well, I do what I do because I love it, and it's a passion of mine, and I'm just very, very lucky to be still doing it today. And I've worked very, very hard over the years, and there'll be days where you feel like it's not going to happen, or it takes a turn for the worse, but you just got to believe in yourself and work really hard. And that's what I would say to anybody who's interested in the music industry. Just be prepared for a lot of knockbacks, but also, enjoy the good times as well, because they do come along, but you have to persevere, and it will certainly not just land on your lap. You have to work really, really hard. And
I think that's the story the X Factor show doesn't show, is the knockbacks, the hurt, the anguish, the pain of losing the contract, getting another one, fighting to be successful. That's almost harder than the success, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just part of life, really. I guess in all walks of life, nothing comes easy, so you got to work for it, And the X Factor, obviously, it's a lot of talent is found there, but it also is a TV show, so
yes.
The reality of it sometimes isn't really there. That's unfortunately the way it is, even though it's called reality TV.
And then we look at the heyday of the Saturdays. I mean, so successful, so popular. Will there ever be a reunion? I looked at Boyzone on the Radio 2 thing this weekend. People just love to see these acts brought back together and that harmony return to the stage. Do you think we'll ever see you back on stage together in the near future?
Yeah, so it's actually 4 years ago since we were on our Greatest Hits tour. And that time has just gone by so quickly, and we're all still great friends, and but we don't really chat about the getting back together yet, but it's something that I really would hope for, I guess, in the future, but it won't be for another couple of years, I guess. Is
it still exciting when you hear the songs on the radio, because they're still played every day?
Yeah, they are actually. I was just in my local supermarket the other day, and one came on. I always get a little bit embarrassed when they come on. I don't know why. I feel like it's like, oh God, I start singing along and then go, oh gosh, does anyone realise that that's my part of the song? But it's still exciting to hear them songs, yeah.
Una Healy, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure talking to you. You can keep up to date with the Happy Readers campaign from McDonald's, and best of luck for everything. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.